Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And we got the next stage of the 3.5 anniversary special quest. This one gives us a free choice ticket for a EX memory stone. So this fight, not very hard. You send one orb a turn and you win. It's pretty much a giveaway. But you get the free ticket that you can use in the event shop specifically for it. This one right here, 25 days left as of recording this video. Memory Stone Free Choice Bazaar. Please keep in mind, this is very important, that this is for a dupe of an existing character. It is not your first initial copy of a unit. So, for example, if you do not have Antagonist Shinsha or Prosper Rimuru and you choose them, these are not going to do anything for you because these are specifically dupes for those characters. So when you're going through this list and you're either going to choose who you want or you're going to listen to my video on who I recommend you should pick, you need to own these characters before you make this selection. Otherwise, this shard is going to do nothing but sit in your item box and you're just going to be real sad about it because you made the wrong choice because you didn't choose someone you could actually use. So, again, not your initial copy of a character, only a dupe. A dupe. Please understand that this is a dupe of a character, not the initial copy. You will not get a brand new character out of this entire shop. Now that I've said that enough, who should you actually look at choosing from all these characters? Because we have a lot of characters in here. They're all EX units, and they go from the very first one, Fount of Wisdom Rimuru, all the way up to pre-3rd anniversary antagonist Shinsha. So there are a lot of options. And there are some correct options and maybe not so correct options. Because these are only dupes, you're really looking at traits. Who has a good enough trait that you want to select a dupe of? That's what this video is going to be about. If you already know who you're going to pick because they're either waifu or you're one dupe away from finishing them out, then by all means, pick who you want. Like, if you're one dupe away from Exalted Champion Rimuru or the Masked Hero and you're like, I just want to finish him, cool. Choose that. Or if, Primal Demon Blanc is your waifu, you can choose her and finish her out as well. Like, that's totally fine. But for people who are like, who has the most intrinsic value as far as their traits are concerned, this is the video for you. Because I'm going to go through, I'm going to mark off people who should and should not be chosen based on how good their trait is. And then I'll kind of give some reasoning as to why I think that. So give me a minute while I make this whole thing, visual thing. Okay, we're going to base this entirely off of some pictures I took, and mostly the protection gauge units and the skill point units. So these are objectively probably the best picks for most people because every team wants more skill points and every team wants more protection gauge. So we're going to be looking at the characters who can do those things. Now again, if you don't need them, / you don't have them, / you don't care, you could pick anyone you want, but I'm just going to go through this entire list and point out the people who have those traits who would be decent pickups if they match your requirements. So starting from the very bottom, Fount of Wisdom Albus has a turn 3 protection gauge trait, Hinata has turn 2, and then Adventurer World of Fantasy Shizu, she has skill points on turn 2. So these are decent pickups. We have a lot of dark characters, so turn 3 protection gauge, probably good. Wind characters, they're starting to come up again. Hinata, I use her a lot underneath support. But especially with like Albus, and if you have the new Blanc, they're both dark, so they would match up, and she has a decent trait for that. So those are 3 decent picks. I cross this out because we're going to cover it on the next one. But now we have the second page, and the only people worth it on this is Warrior's Mind Rimuru and Warrior's Mind Guy. Rimuru has turn 2 protection gauge, and Guy has turn 3. We just don't have a lot of Earth units, so, are you going to find them truly useful? Maybe Guy is like the nuking character and also the trait. But if he's already like 112 for you and he has his full trait and Rimuru has no dupes, probably pick up Rimuru instead. But moving up the list, so we are just climbing up. So we started here, now we've gone past like none of these characters. Goddess of Destiny, Summer Memories, none of them have really good traits to speak of. So let's move up another leg, and then we have actually a few of them. Shuna, Veldora, Shinsha, Violet, and Blanc all have protection gauge traits. Turn 2, turn 3, turn 2, turn 3, and turn 2. I use Blanc a lot because light characters are very they're a lot. We have a lot of light characters, especially if you have Fern and Freerin. You put Blanc underneath them, and Fern has turn 3 protection gauge, and Freerin has turn 2. So you put Blanc under Freerin, you have 2 characters giving you protection gauge every 2 turns. That's pretty impactful. So Blanc would probably be my best pickup here. And then we have the Shizu, the Shuna, and the New Year's Blessing Rimuru, who have skill point traits, all on turn 2, I believe. And Rimuru, I mean, I use him a lot for Valor Cup, so maybe you want him duped up for Valor Cup, just for more stats, like that could be useful. But all these characters have good traits from this list. And then moving up, we have another couple picks. We've got Temp Sleep Benimaru, and then Primal Demon Blanc, Primal Demon Jean, Exalted Champion Milim, and then Commander Hinata. So does Benimaru have a... I can't actually... Did I check him? I can't remember what his trait is. Is it skill points? It might be skill points, and that's why I left him here. I don't remember. It is skill points. Okay, so Benimaru has skill points, and then the other 4 characters have protection gauge. Turn 3, turn 2, turn 2, and turn 2. So Blanc, I mean, we do have a couple space characters. Turn 3 protection gauge doesn't activate as often, so it's not as useful as the turn 2s. And I use Milim a lot. Earth Jean, again, if you have Earth characters, then she'll work. And then Light Hinata, again, that same kind of reasoning that I gave for Blanc one image before. A lot of light characters. Turn 2 protection gauge is good. And then the final list at the very top, we have Diablo, Shuna, Ogre's Pride, and then Protector of Peace, Hinata, and Xion. So, Diablo has skill points, I believe. See, I went through this list, and I've already forgotten, because I had to just do so much of it. What is his trait? He has Protection Gauge, okay. Protection Gauge, Protection Gauge, Protection Gauge, Protection Gauge. They all have Protection Gauge. I think Xion is turn 3, Hinata's turn 2, Shuna is turn 2, and Diablo is turn 3. So that is the list of potential picks, right? Again, if you don't have the characters that I didn't mark and I said they have good traits, if you don't have them, then picking them won't do anything for you. But if you do have them and you're like, okay, I need some help, then you could make one of these picks, and either way, it's going to help you out. Obviously, if you already have dupes for the characters, it might be better to choose a character you don't have dupes of. That way you can get access to a new trait, rather than trying to just force a dupe on a character who doesn't need it, because only the first and third dupes give you extra trait stuff. So if you have a character, if like Fount of Wisdom Albus is level 116, like you're not getting any more trait. She's capped out. Or maybe you have Guy with 1 dupe and Rimuru with no dupes. Guy's second dupe wouldn't do anything for you, so you might be better off getting Rimuru's first dupe to get his trait. That way they both have their trait active. So you just have to pick who is going to work best for you in what scenario and who you use the most, right? I use Blanc a lot, so I would, if you have Blanc and you don't have a dupe in her, I would probably tell people to pick Blanc. If you have the unit, if she doesn't have dupes, or if she doesn't already have her maximum trait. It is very, very subjective to your box, though, so I can't give every single player just a hard line definitive answer, because it depends. It depends on what you have and what you don't have on dupes and who you don't have dupes of. Very subjective. So I know this is about as clear as muddy water, but I had to give all the options for all the decent traits, and then you now have to go through your box and figure out who you want to prioritize. But at least I gave you a starting point, because there are a butt ton of units in that shop. And if you just look at it and just kind of stare at it, your eyes are going to go cross. Because, fuck, you don't know. You don't know everybody's traits off the top of your head. I don't know everybody's traits off the top of my head. I had to go look at them. And I've been playing this game for 3.5 years. So you have to do some research, make an informed pick before you just select Shinsha because she's the newest character, because her trait is actually terrible. It's like defense down or something. It's one of the worst traits you could ever have. So make an informed decision, do some research, figure out who you use the most, who needs a dupe, and go from there. So hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, please let me know who you picked out of the shop, and then I can kind of guess why. But if you still need help narrowing down options between like two people, you can put that in the comments and I'll try and answer you, and I'll try and be like, okay, well, objectively based on this one sentence that you gave me, I'm going to pick this character. If you want me to do that, I certainly can. So just put it down in the comments. But that's it for me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.